Hello, my name is Scott Kezerowski. I'm the pastor at River Cities Christian Church, and I am sitting here this evening with Walter Vondre. And Walter and I are going to continue our discussions of suffering and the Christian life. And what we thought we would do tonight was just look at a Bible passage together and kind of read through it and chat a little bit about it, because this is one of those passages that really does address the subject of suffering. It's at the beginning of the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 1, verses 3 and 4. And Paul writes there, "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercies and God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our affliction, so that we may be able to comfort those who are in any affliction with the comfort with which we ourselves are comforted by God." And so, Walter, when we look at this passage, verse 3 calls God the Father of mercies. And that's a beautiful description of God the Father. How does thinking of God in this kind of way bring you comfort personally?
God of mercy, mercies. This is a wonderful thing. That means, I believe mercies itself is... You're allowed certain things without payment back. You're allowed, God allows things in our lives that we can't pay for. And they're given freely, and they're just so wonderful to receive. It's like a big comfort to know that God is watching over us. He knows what we're going through, and He actually helps us through things. As far as my recent experience with this, 2 nights ago I went to bed miserable and woke up feeling good. I believe it's because of the prayers and faith of friends and relatives and other believers that have contacted our Father, and He has blessed me with these things, with comfort and just good feeling.
That's fantastic, Walter. One of the great promises of this verse is that God comforts us in all of our afflictions. Later on in the book of 2 Corinthians, Paul continues this theme of comfort. Paul says later on that God comforted us by the coming of Titus. So when Paul was in his affliction, God sent Titus to him. And I think of that as well in your situation.
I believe you're right. There was another person who I questioned the same thing. This was a woman, and her name was Angel.
Yeah, that was at the nursing home, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell us about Angel.
She was just very caring. In the nursing homes, they're very understaffed, and they just want to
do their work and
get you done. There's no sensitivity. But this Angel was very, very kind and took her time and had a nice touch.
Kind.
And it was.
It wasn't just one time being kind that you were a new person. It was
Right.
Every time she was on and was with Walter, she was kind. So consistently, she was great.
Yeah. So in other words, she was well named.
That's right. And it seems every now and then in life, someone comes along just in time with just the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have experienced that repeatedly, haven't you? Not just with Johan and Angel, but in a lot of other situations
and financially.
I think God watches over us all the time. It says in the Bible He does.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely part of the promise of this verse, right? That He comforts us in all our affliction. And so whenever we're in affliction as Christians, we can look for God's comfort. And I think your stories are just great kind of living examples of what that can look like.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for sharing those. The last part of the verse, verse 4, says that one of the reasons that God comforts us, the purpose of his comfort, is to allow us to then turn around and comfort other people with that comfort that we've received from God. So when we experience it, then we can pass it on. So Walter, the final question that I have for you today that I'd like you to share is, can you maybe just think out loud a little bit? What would be some ways from your situation and circumstances that you would be able to comfort other people with the comfort that you've received?
I thought right away that I'm receiving the love of God through Laura.
You got me.
Mm-hmm.
She takes time with me, and she gets testy once in a while, but you know, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? And
But for the most part,
I know that she loves me very deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she has the knowledge to make one of these videos or so forth, and training people to take care of elderly people.
Mm-hmm.
She's really got a knack for it. She really knows how to treat people.
Mm-hmm.
he wants to know how you would do your question again.
Yeah, but that actually can be a good example, Walter, because so I know that it hasn't been easy for Laura to care for you.
Right.
And so she has experienced a measure of affliction in that as well. And so then as God comforts her in that affliction, part of that comfort for her was giving her the know-how to take care of you, meeting her with his grace, to be able to be there for you, and provide all of this care. And now she's able to take that know-how and she's able to turn that around.
Yes.
And train other people with it potentially, right? Is that kind
That's
of your
what
train
I'm
of
trying
thought?
to say,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And Laura, we didn't. I mean, there right away when she set this place up for me to come home to from the nursing home, we got along pretty good. She was new to her, and she could explain all so she was busy with and everything, and to people, and it was kind of a new thing, and she liked it. But it got old fast. It got old fast, and
Well, I'm still not going anywhere.
but I still, yes, she's stuck to her promise to never. One day she looked into my eyes and she says, "Walter, I'll never leave you, and I'll always love you, and I'll never leave you," she says.
We're in this together.
You know, and I believe her. I mean, as far as her intentions.
So Walter, what are some ways that you might be able to comfort other people, having experienced God's comfort in your own life?
I could back up Laura in the way she knows how to treat older people, and I could. I know I could relate, because not everyone's the same, and everyone needs that personal care.
Sure.
And here I am with no feet. My hands don't work very well. I can't hardly see. And Laura does not take advantage of me at all. She listens to everything I say. It's easy to put people like that aside. And I don't know how many broken hearts happen that way, but I'm sure a lot of them do. I think a lot of people died brokenhearted.
I think also that the way you could comfort people is by praying with them.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I think too, Walter, about the people that have been there for you at these key moments in your life. Wouldn't it be amazing if at some point in the future, someone comes along your path who you see is really suffering, and you understand because you relate, you know, because you've been there,
Yes.
and you're able to be a Johann or an
Yes.
angel to one of those people, and just say exactly what they need to hear
Yep.
in that circumstance. And you would be the person because you've been there and you know, you know. So that would be truly remarkable, wouldn't it?
It would be, yes. And I would love to. I don't know. When people do get old and extremely needy, like myself, we tend not to trust people, though.
Well, that's why it's really important too, for people to have someone that they know has been there, and that they can relate to. I think it would be easier for them to trust you, because they can see that you've been there, rather than someone that, you know, maybe hasn't walked a mile in their shoes. So, well, Walter, Laura, thank you guys so much. And we will be back soon with some more additional insights from the Vandres.